actually... Oh, yay. I appear to be audible. Brilliant. Hello, everybody. Been a little while. I'm still flying. Been a little while. It's Ninjago here, and yeah, basically I've had exams for the past, what feels like several years, although it was really just the past month, and I'm now back on. DLU has not yet released their Back Gardens thing. Oh wait, please tell me I put Uchu in the name of the... Please, please. Okay. Did I just utterly typo this and do Crux Prime? I bet I did. This is... Okay, so... Let me just change this. Oh god, if I actually just lied to everybody on stream. I'm willing to believe I have. I'm willing to believe that I'm an idiot enough that I would have done so. If I have, I apologise. This is... I meant to say... Okay, let me quickly update this. I've put Crux Prime. I put Crux Prime. This is a lie. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Let's rolling in Ninjago in Uchu, and let's state it's in Uchu so people know it's not DLU and that DLU is not back up yet. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I accept this. I apologise to everyone. Sorry. When I lie on the internet, nobody does that. That's a very good point, Raymond. Oh, okay, sorry. My apologies. I really hope too many people didn't get pinged by that and feel entirely clickbaited. They would be within their rights to feel clickbaited if they did, because that just was fundamentally not true. Sorry about that. Okay, let's just double check. I did update that. Changes seem to be saved. Speedrun routing in Ninjago and Uchu. Okay, that's true. That is true. Ninjago's just type. So yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, basically, Uchu does not work the way many of the other servers do, with kind of a policy of we will open stuff only when it's complete or near complete. Uchu, everything has been open pretty much all along, and you can test maps different places. Not everything works, but everything's been open. Recently, Zaot put quite a large push into getting stuff working in Ninjago Monastery. And hence, well, as you can see, we're in Ninjago Monastery. I'm just waiting for this crate to respawn. Even if this does clip me through the floor, it won't be very useful, but it might be interesting just to see just to see. Okay, that did not hit me through the floor. I wasn't really expecting it to. It seems a way too obvious clip for it to have been left in. Please tell me this. Okay. That does knock you off. I have a hunch maybe it's actually possible to get along there. But yes, anyway, so what I'm going to be doing today is basically, well, I'm interested in seeing if it's feasible to do a speed run of all of the heart flags, but without actually completing all of the prerequisite missions. It's going to be really, really difficult if it is at all possible, because these areas were specifically designed, well, to not have anyone do that. So it's going to be very much an uphill battle. Okay, so, yeah. Raymond, my apologies. Vincent, hello. Spencer, it's going pretty well. Exams are over, I can actually do things like this. It's quite good fun. Ataka Gods is their first time here. Great to have you on stream. Pleased to meet you. Brilliant. Yeah, stuff's going well. Okay, so first little bit of interesting stuff. This guy. You can... This, I noted this. Do I think this has any practical purpose? Do I think this will even be visible to you guys? I don't even know it'll be visible. There's a very, very, very slight shake. You might be able to see it with aliasing on the side of... well, the sides of things. But, yeah, I am shaking. My character's shaking back and forth very slightly. That means that I'm currently clipped in a way the game doesn't like. The hitbox doesn't want me to be here. But yeah, there's not... I don't know, it's not doing anything just yet. The platform flashing is great for epilepsy. You make a very good point. Those flashing platforms are interesting. When they're just about to despawn. You can also get a similar thing here. Currently, I have not come up with a way of turning this into a clip. Like, I'm definitely clipped inside the object. There are telltale signs. Let's see if I can... Yeah, so like the shaking edge here. I don't know if that's visible on stream, but I've got an edge there that's shaking very fast in that box. That means I'm partially clipped inside and the game's trying to resolve it. Unfortunately, my feet are still on the ground, which means standard infinite falling glitches aren't possible. Which means I've got to be creative if I want to. So my first target is getting this heart flag. And my first thought... Well, no, I had quite a few thoughts, including trying to clip in. So here is a really... just bad. Here's a really kind of subtle bit of quite clever game design from the original LU devs over here. Because what you see here is this platform is, well, we've got this thing, which is, okay, how you're meant to get across, and you've got all of these smashables either side. They seem to be kind of hiding this. They do that. That is a function they perform, but it's not their only function. One of the other functions they perform, which is a far more subtle function, is they prevent me from just spring shoeing across this gap. Because if I attempt to spring shoe here, so let's just give this a semi. I may be able to spring shoe across if I'm holding right click and do a spring jump setup. So I'm going to try this. We'll see how well it works. I'm not holding out much hope, but okay, let's line myself up. Hold right click, hit 2. I'm going to spam Alt and then hit 5. Okay. 2, spam Alt, hit 5. What went wrong there? I'm not 100% certain. It's faster to, rather than flying up, because whilst you can change jetpack speed on Uchu, you cannot change the height the jetpack goes up to. Okay, let's try this. That line I don't like. Okay, let's just see if I can successfully get off the. I should be okay. I'm going to try and do this without right clicking, so I've got both hands free in the way I'm used to doing it. So I'm going to hit 2, spam Alt, hit 5, hit Alt midway through my jump. Ideally, hit 5 again straight after that. That should possibly get me enough height to get up there. I don't know if it will. Let's go. 2, spam Alt, hit 5, hit 5, hit Alt partway through, 5. It was close. That was close. That was close, but actually, the one thing I did that to demonstrate, i.e. that you couldn't get up there, was just entirely false, and you actually could. I thought the spring shoes would be distracted, because normally they do, but maybe the fact that I was turned around or something like that, something meant that they didn't get distracted, and they did throw me in the right direction, which is brilliant. That means that this, in theory, that jump could be possible. However, okay. Something that's it's worth noting is that in LEGO Universe, platforms have relative velocity. However, that relative velocity does not apply. Okay, so, sorry, what I should make clear. What I mean by relative velocity, if I'm, for instance, on this platform over there, and I take a running jump when it's going in the same direction as me, the velocity, its velocity in one direction will be added to mine. This does not hold for jumping. This does not hold for jumping, because jumping sets your velocity instantaneously. Doubt it holds for spring jumping. From memory, spring jumping doesn't do relative velocity. nor does super jumping, so none of those would get me any extra height. So, none of those will help. So if we want to get across here, seems like it's a good shout to try and do exactly what I did a second ago, but see if I can get it a little bit tighter. Doesn't seem implausible. So, oh, spam ult, hit 5. Oh, too late, too late. Can make it up onto here. It's probably useless. Okay, so this is quite an easy place to actually get to. But it is a... Okay. So where else? So the ideal is that we'll find some way of getting all of these flags. This is really not looking very likely at the moment, if I'm honest. The idea is we find some way of getting all of these flags, which hopefully doesn't require, at the very least, doesn't require anything from Ninjago. Hopefully it doesn't require anything whatsoever. I don't know if it's possible. But what's the ID for a Quixsicle? Let me just get that up quickly. But there have been lots and lots of things I've assumed would have been impossible in the past. Like lots and lots of weird glitches, weird tricks I found. They've all been possible, so you know what, I'm gonna give searching here a go. Search add item, I think. Probably 100's a bit much. It's giving me 50 Quixicles. Okay. Let's... Okay, I can't imagine it's possible to get across here with a Quixsicle, but... Yeah, okay. Maybe with a slightly tighter jump. Maybe possible. I don't think any amount of tightness is gonna improve that. Could I... Okay, let's just check plausibility of spring jumping it. Spring jumping on its own won't work. Combined spring jump could do. Combined spring jump plus super jump might work. I'm only going to have enough for one attempt before I need to go find the ID. So let's give this a go quickly. Spam alt, hit 5. Spam alt, hit 5. That was too slow. And we are now out of those. Let me just get... what's the name of the thing I'm looking for? I also can get rid of all the boom trap kits because the clip that uses boom trap kits does not work in Uchu, and this is interesting and problematic because so there's the quick. For those who don't know, I discovered a clip ages ago in both DLU and LCDRU, which makes use of quick builds. It should, in theory. The fact that it works using quick builds and it's entirely client-sided should mean that it works on all projects. It seems not to mean that. Okay, I want spring shoes. It seems not to mean that, and I don't know why. I don't know if the reason actually is known at all. It seems that Uchu handles quick builds slightly differently from both DLU and LCDRU, in that the quick builds on Uchu do not reset player position. That's the only thing I can think for now. Okay, spam alt. Oh no, that's just went completely wrong. Don't know why that went wrong, actually. It shouldn't matter that I was hanging off the edge. That shouldn't make a difference to the super jump cancel. There are technically some timings. Maybe I'm just bad at this now. Why am I incapable of getting this? Five? Oh, perfect. 5. So that was perfect, then I mucked it up. Trying to think of any other glitches. So yeah, I currently can't test anything that involves clipping through the walls using the quick build clip, because that's DLU only, and it honestly is up in the air as to whether or not it's even life accurate. Oh, very interesting. So, okay, so for those who can't see this, Winston's just put some information about this in. There's a boolean on the object packets which decides if it should reposition you or not. So it's set by the server. Delia has that set to true. Uchu has that set to false. That's interesting. So is that a variable which changes with particular objects? I just got baited very, very hard there. So would it be, for instance, possible to have it set such that boom trap kits don't reposition you and normal quick builds do? Because unfortunately, whilst I personally would love it if the quick build clip were live accurate, I get the feeling that it wasn't. If there is even the slightest doubt as to whether or not the quick build clip is live accurate, I'm going to assume it isn't. Because it seems like such a huge thing to have been missed by everyone during live. Like, it's not that strange an idea that you might think to try that. Okay, so not having much luck yet. I honestly can't see any clever clips, anything like that. Because like there are lots of clips I could try working quite hard on. I could, for instance, try something like, oh hello, what do you do? Hi. Okay. Fire lantern. I guess ideally I shouldn't be able to get across to, but someone else could and could maybe get something for me, and that's why there's a co-op symbol floating above it. Okay. Interested in that ledge as well. I wonder if that ledge is simply set to be so steep you fall off of it. Probably is. Value is just hard coded on all servers right now. Okay, that's very, very interesting to hear. Thank you for that, Winston. That presumably explains a whole lot. And that may be the end of the quick build clip. Possibly. I'm quite disappointed if it were, but would also not be entirely surprised. Still the coolest bug I've ever found. Okay, so I'm going to attempt something. I don't see this working as a clip, but it's always worth a try. So the idea is that these boxes are made out of a couple of planes. There'll be a plane here, and there'll be a plane... Oh, you can't see where I'm gesturing, or rather it comes up being slightly offset, so that's annoying. But basically, there'll be one plane, I think, for each side. I think that's how the physics is stored. Actually, let's first off just try standing inside it, see what happens. This will depend on whether or not I try and go for a glitch with this. Okay, if I attempt to stand inside it, I get pushed out. Let's just double check if that happens, even if I'm very near to center. I'm assuming it still will. It's interesting that the game always opts to push you sideways out of things rather than up or down. I guess that decides is easiest. Okay, here we are. Oh! Okay. Let's spam space. This is interesting. So normally at this point I would expect the screen to be shaking very slightly. The reason I expect the screen to be shaking is that I am currently... If my character model is here, that means I am currently clipped inside two objects simultaneously. And at that point the game normally tries to work very hard to get me out of them. Notice I just slowly rose up there. My character's just being very casual, like, nah, we don't care. Okay. So I guess let's give this a few more tries. But then there's a remaining question of, are there any more major clips I can find? Because I don't know. Even in like like the first day or so of Nexus Tower being out on DLU, I managed to find a pretty cool clip within there that required, although it's not even a clip, sorry, that's a misnomer, out of bounds place there. So I'm willing to believe there are cool out of bounds places I can find if we look hard enough. So let's in particular, maybe even if we can't get yeah, even if we're quite limited in say being able to go to pick the flags up in one room, might be possible to pick them up in another. Pick them up by clipping in from another. I also want to try this because because I remember as a kid this room. I remember finding this pretty difficult. And I want to see how easy I find it now after a lot more experience playing computer games and LU in particular. There we are. Wow. Wow. Race ain't. Oh, this is actually reasonably interesting bit of information about LU physics. Ice physics have you sliding in the under the action of gravity, even when you're standing on a walkable surface. That's quite interesting. Okay, where's the thing to get me up into the ceiling? I see those. There's got to be some way. Where are you? I guess this is a good thing to check early on as to whether or not you actually need anything special to get up to these, because if you do need something special, then you're sort of stuck. No, I guess that wouldn't be important. Okay, how do we get up? Oh. Okay, it may be impossible to complete all these flags then without a clip out from the first room. Where would... Unless... Okay, so the reason I was saying that was because I saw this lantern here. But actually, that lantern just gets you across from there. So there still has to be a way up. Where is the way up? Does anyone know? I see this, so presumably whatever it is. It's a Lego game. Smash random stuff, see if anything drops. But oh, there we are. Classic. Truly, truly a classic. Okay, and here we have some ice physics. Might take a second to actually investigate this. So let's see what happens as I walk onto it. As I walk onto it, I instantly slow down. That's interesting. Running jump onto it. Okay, this has actually... seems weaker ice physics than the other room. Interesting. Don't know entirely what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, this is pretty easy. Again, this is Present Ninja saying that, not Kid Ninja. Kid Ninja would have had a lot of difficulty with all of this. So, okay, don't care. Don't care about your lantern. Can't use it. Can't use it, that's not the point of the speedrun. I mean, it may be that the fastest... This would still be potentially interesting speedrun, but it may be that there just isn't a particular... You're kidding me, right? Well, there's... Okay, there is no way of obtaining that without either a pretty huge clip or having the other one built. So all backpack flags in Ninjago Monastery requires, like, for certain, requires you to have completed the missions to get the. Oh, not to have time. Yes, I do. Yeah, to complete the relevant missions to get access to the lanterns. Without those, that is it. That one is almost certainly unachievable. I don't think one could even chain super jumps and, well, okay, with current tech, I don't think it's possible to chain super jumps and spring jumps to get up there. So. Yeah, I couldn't make it something that was about my same level in the other room with a super double spring jump. I don't think that's doable. In which case, maybe the only ones which would be potentially be able to be speedrun are the heart flags, which would still potentially make a reasonable one, but let's see if it's actually possible to do them, because it could be. Okay, I'm gonna guess lightning is where the other heart flags are. Maybe they're in. Oh, so start whistling the theme. Okay, Bridge of Lightning. I'm assuming I smashed this guy. Yep. Feel this probably was meant to damage you or something in live. If you jumped on it whilst it was coloured, I don't know. Again, if anyone can confirm or deny that, that would be amazing. I feel like these have to have done something like that. Don't actually know how, if they are, you necessarily get across them easily. Okay, we seem to be getting backpack flags up here. Not. Oh, there's a mixture of backpack flags and heart flags. Was that true of the other room as well? Quite possibly was. I must say, it's not looking very promising. I'm going to say, so currently I have a list of every glitch that we've come up with in the speedrunning community, and none of them would get you high enough to make any of these jumps, to make it up to any of these heart flags, and I cannot think of all. Yeah, I don't have any. I've got a list of glitches which are available for anyone interested. There is a web page, or not a web page, a Google Doc with a list. I don't know where it is off the top of my head. Maybe stuff to know. It's been probably pinned somewhere in the speedrunning Discord. Don't remember where it is off the top of my head though, which is the only bad thing. I probably should know that. It's probably in one of the research channels. Strat hunting, come on. Okay, yeah, we've got yeah, there is an LU physics document. I'm just going to read the list of tricks that have been found. Okay, yeah, terrain access, the quick build clip. Both of those, to my knowledge, require, both terrain access and the quick build clip require the relocation boolean to be true. That might not be live accurate. If that's not live accurate, then neither of those will actually work. Quick boost, again, actually requires that. Infinite falling technically doesn't require it, but the only places where it's achievable in games so far have required clips. So, concerning slope speed, doable. Ground pound cancelling, that's standard, doable on every server. Tree jumping is a particular example of ground pound. Oh no, they're two different things. Ground pound cancelling is, let's see if I can demonstrate it here. I should be high enough up to fly off. Yeah, I'm already. Ground pound cancelling is when I do this. I ground pound and I'm spamming Alt, and I can ground pound again, spam Alt, ground pound again. There we are. And you can ground pound multiple times in midair. Most of the time, that's fairly useless. Tree jumping. Basically, tree jumping is a trick which lets me, so say this, I normally slide off. Okay, I'm trying to, it's actually kind of hard to hit that precisely enough that I do slide off every time. That's fine. Okay, these dragons I can probably demonstrate it on. Or on, can I jump on this normally? Yeah, no, okay, so if I jump on that, normally I slide off. If I jump on it and ground pound, it's actually steep enough I slide off anyway. Wow, I'm really doing a good job of demonstrating this. And this is reasonably plausible to stand on. There. Okay, I guess the easiest demonstration would just be this edge. You can see as I go up to it, I get pushed off. Do it now. Ground pound. And I remain. As long as there is like some part of me touching the edge, I remain standing on the edge. And I don't slip off. There aren't any trees to demonstrate it on, but yeah, that's the principle behind tree jumping. Actually, a good example is probably this. This would be quite hard to land on normally. Doable, but quite hard. Whereas I can easily get it, even if I miss by quite a margin, I can easily get it using ground pound cancelling. That's not ground pound cancelling, tree jumping tricks. Yeah, then there's the super jump bug. The super jump, spring jump combined, and that is this thing where I do this, spam 5, and I can. You can in theory get multiple off midair. It's only really useful when you want to kind of travel longer distances than the super jump would naturally allow. But yeah, those are the available tricks. And the one thing they all have in common is that aside from the super jump cancelling, which you can't chain, none of them gain you height. So there is currently no way to gain infinite amounts of height in LU, and therefore I don't think this is going to be possible. In which case, I can swap over to another character. Actually, let's just have a play around with this first. This particular mission. Oh, hello. I did not expect to be lifted up there. My mic is really low. Thank you for letting me know that. Is it? Okay, well, turn it up a bit. My mic is really... Oh, thanks for everyone for letting me know in advance. Is this better? Sorry, I like how I started speaking more loudly. Yeah, this is just an ASMR stream. Didn't you know? All Ninjago videos are now ASMR streams. We're going to be doing it like this from now on. Okay, I don't actually know if that's ASMR. I've never watched something which would be termed that. But yeah, okay. So I'm just going to, I think, keep looking around for clips. Let's get a bit more speed. Oh, there! Okay, that was scary. Scary, but... really hoping the next one comes up soon. Okay, well, I'm glad it doesn't smash you. Okay, moving swiftly on. Everything on max and can just about hear me. This is interesting. I don't know why this would be, but maybe that's better. Oh, unless... No, OBS.exe is up to full. I don't know. this shouldn't do anything. If it does, I've screwed something up somewhere. Or I just don't understand what's going on. Okay, where's the bounce platform? Bounce platform's there. Ooh, sneaky. You in one of these crates? No. That's the first time I haven't successfully guessed it. It's just going to be this, isn't it? It's not. It's not that. Not actually certain where the... Okay, let's give this one a go. Trying to think about things that actually have line of sight to over there, because the other ones I tested didn't. Nope. Concerned ninja noises. Guess I'll try these crates in the corner. Oh, it's here. Okay. Okay, it just built it out quite a long distance away. Okay. I should not only be melting when I walk on lava, I should be melting when I am literally anywhere near lava. Given that I'm an ABS, I'm an ABS minifigure. ABS can be melted in oven temperatures. Okay, that's not there for me to dodge. Presumably this is meant to turn on and off. Or maybe you're just meant to damage boost. Not certain. But either way, that's not a hugely interesting one. But yeah, there are lots of ones I do not see how one could get to. So I'm going to go with this particular challenge not being possible, and I think I will spend some time looking for an out of bounds clip in Ninjago Monastery. However, in order to do that, I'm going to want to change minifigure and consider a minifigure, which actually is a few more missions completed in Ninjago Monastery. This will not be a proper playthrough. I do intend on doing a proper playthrough of Uchu at some point, but for now I'm just going to be using /complete. This is literally just testing tech. Some fun stuff I noted earlier is that these trees have like really nice physics and are all pretty nice and climbable. Unfortunately, these leaves also have physics, so whilst I can stand... Wait, they didn't seem to there. Did I just lie on the internet? No one would do that. Let's try that again. That jump's quite easily doable. That was not the direction I was coming at from before, but I can tell it's just those branches that have physics, but regardless, there is nothing particularly interesting, at least that I've discovered yet, in getting up and around this way. Like, let's just demonstrate, even if I fly, look how high up I have to go before I get around here. Like, potentially I could get an out of bounds glitch in theory, but nothing here. Like, the walls are way too high for me to out of bounds using any amount of climbing. So, that's entirely out as a method of out of bouncing, which means I've got to find something weird or be clever if I want to find an out of bounds glitch. One thing I want to investigate in that regard is what goes on with the Earth Lanterns, because those seem like there are probably glitches with them that one could abuse. Like, I don't know, they feel something that was they're kind of done as a one-off. So Earth Ninja Kit locked inside the chest. Okay, I'm gonna go through and do this properly. I think, because it's just that, and I can reach that quite easily. Oh, sorry. No, we have to get there first. I mean, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I say that, but it should all be doable, because I'm, like, where I should be at this point in the game. Okay, no, that's a lie. There are lots of things I don't have that I should have on this account, because I haven't actually done a full playthrough on this account. Hence, my stats and outfit are very weird for this point in the game, but let's just go. Let's go do this as speedily as I can. And muck up on that. Because of timing, because of cycles. I guess that's something that would be really hard for a speedrun. How would you handle cycles? I guess maybe just agree on when to start the timer. Oh, and I forgot I need to quick build that anyway. Yes, there are lots of things that suggest this will probably be quite a bad speedrun, honestly. Which is fair enough. Not all ideas have to be good ones. Note the little speed boost I got from that platform there. No, that just makes life easier. Gotta get to that guy over there. Check. Oh, okay, well, let's pretend I paid attention to actually what I was meant to be getting that key for. Woo! Okay, and now presumably I can use those. Hello. Put review on. Do I get permission to... Woo, fun. Okay. Okay. So, this is where I want to start thinking about glitches. I feel like the character probably doesn't have... There's probably no way to, like, do literally anything with the character whilst it's doing that. Whilst it's in that motion, but I'm gonna, because like standard stuff in LU is that you cannot use any of these things whilst you're, for instance, in the process of attacking. Okay, that's a weird bug with Earth Insurance. I think the animations have just glitched out, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna try attacking, and it was only when I'd finished attacking that my attempt to use the thing on 2 actually succeeded. I should demonstrate again. Attack hit 2, attack hit 2, attack hit 2. Yeah, okay. The last one I left a little bit longer, but you get my point. So these will presumably cancel everything I can do, so I'm going to spam Okay, that did not cancel everything I could do. That feels potentially like a server bug, but I'm being put onto the rails. So unexpected. I mean, so I'm able to use... This feels very much like it must be a server bug. This is not something that I've seen implemented on other servers. To my knowledge, Uchu is the first to have actually worked on implementing this. So I'm not entirely surprised if there are bugs. I cannot imagine I'm meant to be able to do that, but... Yeah, okay, this came from... These things are from me attempting to do the boom trap kit whilst I was moving. Which I definitely feel like I should not be able to do. But, okay. Conversely... Try dropping one of these. This should be on the path. This should not let me do this. The thing came up. The thing to interact with those actually came up. I'm assuming this, if anything like this does work, this will be a server-side bug. Okay. Buildable. Didn't lock me in place. Was hoping it would lock me in place. Didn't do that. What about if I had an item that does lock you in place? I don't remember if the Funky Horn does. No, Funky Horn does not lock you in place. Okay. First thing that springs to mind is a scratch that locks me in place, but obviously I can't use a scratch because I do not have that yet. Okay, something that should definitely lock me in place. Suggestions in chat are very much appreciated. Okay, the drums. From memory, the drums lock you in place. Portable drum set. Let's do that. This. Honestly, this may just be, like, the stuff I'm looking at the moment may just be, like, server bugs. If they even do work. But that doesn't mean they're not going to be... I mean, they could well just be helpful to Zaop, in which case, that's worth it. Okay, I should not be able to... Pretty certain I should not be able to move whilst that is on. That could be a bug with how that's implemented, and it's not holding me in place. But I'm fairly certain in life you can... I'm also reasonably certain that I shouldn't be able to do any of this. Like, this feels like something that really should have been impossible in live. Unfortunately, we don't really have many records of people in live trying out glitches like this. Like, no one was really recording themselves doing this back in live. Which means we don't have any records of whether or not this is possible. And even researching stuff like the quick build glitch, whether or not that had been possible in live was really quite difficult. Okay, so something that holds me in place. I'm 90% certain this should have held me in place, so I'm going to just try it just with this. Cancelled it when I moved. I don't think it should. I don't think it should, but I don't know. That may be an Uchu thing. Regardless, that's a potential bug, which I should probably... potential client bug, which I should write down as being potentially exploitable, but I really feel like it's more a bug with Uchu that I'm able to activate these things. Again, this is not knocking Uchu in any way. Like, this is the first project to have this in, at least in any degree of public form. Maybe DLU would claim to have it internally. I've never seen it, so yeah. Anyway, let's continue going through. See where inspiration takes us. Okay, that's one potential bug noted. It's one potential and quite interesting bug. But yeah, as mentioned, we will have to wait for other projects. Or for more information from Zaop, for instance. Zaop points into whoever before we'll actually find out. Okay, so let's go. Every time I start whistling that, every single time we move on. The next piece of music plays. Okay, so let's go down here. This feels like in DLU I would be scouting this room for clips, because the physics in this room look difficult, interesting, and like there would be available clips. Unfortunately, I don't currently. Yeah, okay, so I feel if you wanted to do clips in Ninjago, stuff with the rails would be easiest, but I don't know anyone who did any form of stress testing on the rail system in live. Like, who really closely attempted. And I have to imagine the devs would have assumed someone would try some weird stuff with them. Like, makes a, like... Hello. See you up there. How do I get up to you? I'm actually certain how I get up to you. Presumably something somewhere here. Gonna guess. There we are. Yeah, I mean, so you could see, I'm sure, that the rail system wasn't 100% complete. Like, the character was visible, but as mentioned, that's not a critique on Uchu. That's very much a function of... Hello. I don't know why I'm doing this side quest. I'm not actually hugely interested in it, if I'm honest. If I'm honest, sorry mate, don't care about your altars. It's worth a try. That's not actually the way to anywhere I would find interesting. So let's keep running around. Let's follow these flags. Really interested. Yeah, honestly, I'm going through this. I don't need to. Like, I could just / complete this, but I'm just interested in taking a look for now at what is possible. Get a sense of what bugs there might be. This is just a general battlefield. Some things for later missions. We can hop between things there, but I think for now, probably just want to go through here. Why do I get the feeling this rebuilds into something? Waiting for it to drop something. Oh yeah, okay. Dropped something. Did not rebuild into anything. Gonna assume. So no from that. I'm gonna see where this thing takes me. Okay, so I do not have my kit for stuff like super jumping, etc. on here. Let's just quickly. I can't type spring. Let's get the ID for some spring shoes. Add item. 10 spring shoes. Okay. Let's go down. Where's that? Okay, there we are. Well then. Again, almost... Ooh, okay, that's actually really... That's huge. Okay, so... Okay, there are lots of things to say at this moment in time. Lots and lots of things to say. That is the... Okay, why am I so interested in this? Why I'm interested in this is because presumably, in order for the rail system to work, they temporarily turn off player physics. That's why, when I did that, I went straight through that wall. I think player physics have been turned off. Fortunately, I'm moving extremely slowly. Why am I moving extremely slowly? I don't know. Unfortunately, there's also nothing I can do to clip back up. If this were on other servers, there are glitches I could use, but looking, I can't tell if it's just Ninjago is a very large place, therefore that map seems extremely big. But okay, so yeah, that's really interesting, because I'm almost 100% certain that glitch would not work on a live server. However, what this tells me is that if there is some way of activating the rail state, we can clip through walls. If we can put the player into the state where the server thinks it is on a rail, then we can clip through walls. That's huge. Okay, yeah, okay, wow. Okay, there are other questions. For instance, what sort of clips are available? For instance, what kind of things would I clip through? Would I clip through, for instance, the terrain object? I don't know. But I think I have some sense of how I could test this out. That's interesting, though. This is the first hint of a genuinely powerful physics glitch. So yeah, these rails, it seems, completely turn off your physics. Let's see what happens when I do this in this direction. Go. Is this not a terrain object? This seems like it really, really should be a terrain object. I can't come up with fair, quick and easy checks to everyone what it is. Is this... Okay. This works as a test. Let's just... I hope... I'm going on a hunch that there won't be any physics at the top of the cave. I might be wrong. I am actually wrong. Wow. They normally leave out physics. So let's try. Whoa, okay. That was weird. Nice camera stuff. Okay. I'm sure someone will tell me that there's a clip I should have known about there. Or there's a thing I should know about. Okay. I need just need a quick way of getting out of bounds. I'm assuming this will also have physics, but you know, it's worth a try. That's why it's worth a try. And here we are. Okay. Yeah, this is a terrain object. Okay, wow. So for those who don't know, terrain objects, they are like the one inviolate rule of LU. Nothing I have ever done has ever made a difference to a terrain object. I have looked at loads and loads and loads of glitches, but like any clip that pushes you into a terrain object, the game's like, no, you're not having that, not having that. Here, here I was trying to clip into a terrain object, and the game let me move right through it. Again, this is not a glitch that I would expect to work on any fully complete server. This is not a glitch which I expect is at all live accurate. But it is a glitch which is to some extent possible. It's something that if we could break rails on a live server, then we could clip through literally anything in the game. Real question is how you get out. I can't simply... Ideally, I'd like to just interact with the lantern again. I can't do that. But... Okay. Let's give this another go. So I'm going to try and break out again. Okay. There we are. Break through. I am... Like to keep... Okay, I'm and we can't see where my character is, but I'm somewhere there. Now, what happens when I switch minifigure and come back in? Note, this is potentially a question which could be asked of someone on a rail anyway. Oh, to clarify, when I say rails, rails are the things that are holding you in place when you move from lantern to lantern. The game is a series of states. Let me get the document again. State triggers are as follows. Oh, great, I don't have the list of states, I just have the list of state triggers. But I only have the list of useful state triggers. There are other ones. There we are, okay. So yeah, there's a list of movement states according to the LCDR structs. We've got ground, jump, falling, double jump, falling after double jump attack, jetpack. 7 seems to be falling after hit or knockback, apparently. 9 is the spinning cutlass, and number 10 is the rail. And Uchu, it seems, does not spawn me in where I left off, which means I cannot test that particular bug. Just trying to think quickly of a way in which I could test it. But that's really, really interesting. So this suggests that basically player physics gets turned off whenever you're in a rail. If you could come up with some way of breaking yourself out of a rail, or of doing something that overrides rail movement. Oh yeah, enjoy double Garmadon. I had this bug earlier. Oh, and of course, yeah, that gets me stuck. If you can find something to get yourself out of rail movement, then you can turn physics off for your character. Which is definitely not something that's ever even seemed remotely possible. Unfortunately, I can't come up with a good way of testing this on Uchu, so ideally what I'd like to do is see what happens when I'm on the terrain object, because basically, if I'm within an object like this, if I'm clipped inside there somehow, there are half a dozen ways of doing that on lots of servers, that's an exaggeration. But if I'm clipped within one of these objects and I respawn, the server will leave me clipped within them. I don't know if it will do the same when I'm clipped through the terrain object. I'm trying to think. Is it me, or do we have multiple audio triggers at once? I have mucked up. I have mucked up, but given I've mucked up, I'm just going to keep enjoying it. Wow. That was interesting, to say the least. There we are. Okay, that is... It's not a bug just yet. Certainly not a live accurate bug just yet. But it is the beginnings of one. Definitely seems to be the beginnings of something. No idea what. Okay, I see the number of people watching the stream has just spiked. So, basically, I've been investigating stuff in Ninjago. And aside from the audio triggers seeming to be layered somehow, were they actually like this in life? If they were, it's kind of intense and reasonably cool, but it feels like I've got multiple audio tracks on at once. Gizmo. Yeah. For those who have just joined, basically, been looking for speedrunning routes, etc. over here. And some cool stuff regarding rails, basically. Also just gonna... no, any of these obvious places to look for a clip, there is no clip. Because, for the obvious reasons that it would have been discovered in live, and would have been patched out in live. It's not going to stop me trying this. No, actually it will stop me trying that because that's a single plane, no separate physics, therefore I can't clip into that. Believe me, I've thought about a lot of clips. I've got a reasonable list of things that's just like, nah. Like, okay, this would be a lovely place to clip. Because you can see by when my shadow falls that, that there is separate physics down there. And there is a gap between the two of these, so it is, if you could push yourself back in there, there would be an available clip in there. Unfortunately, this stuff beneath me is terrain. You cannot clip inside the terrain object. You can only clip inside, well, other objects. Okay, one possibly very interesting bug found then. Question is, yeah. So basically what we note, what this is, which is really, really important, is that the rail does not simply tell the client, well, basically, yeah, whilst you're in the rail state, the client turns off player physics. And that's interesting because, well, what the rail could do is just, like, kind of ignore player physics or just reset it into impossible positions. It doesn't really matter because it could just almost do that statically and just force the player from place to place. It could get away with that. It doesn't. It actually turns off player physics. There are multiple other bugs which have been discovered which involve getting which involve basically being in a state other than the one which the game expects you to be in certain instances. I feel somewhat confident that you could do a similar sort of thing with physics clip. Unfortunately, there is now no way of turning physics back on. Presumably a relog would do that, though. So the ideal is, I guess this just provides a potential out-of-bounds clip for Ninjago. I don't know anywhere else that actually uses rails as an object in the game. Oh, this thing has interesting physics, because the physics for each side is actually separate. I'm expecting to just be pushed out of this, but it's always worth a try. I say this fairly regularly. I swear by this stage I have tested most of the smashables in the game. Okay, it is an exaggeration, but I've tested a lot of smashables. Here we are. Clips inside. Nothing interesting. Just jump out. I wonder if activating variable jump height and using a smaller jump could do anything interesting there. Or we're not close enough to this to get anything interesting with that, I feel. So, alright, for now, nothing there. For now, I'm honestly running out of ideas for clips in this at the moment. It's not to say there aren't any, or even that I won't think of any later on, but like, I need to have a good idea in order to find a clip. And none are coming to mind. Oh, an idea for interesting interactions and combinations of interactions in order to find a clip. And the best so far is getting the game to mix up states. I can think of a couple of ways you could get the game to mix up states mid-thing. I guess the easiest would be to have something damage you whilst you're on a rail. That doesn't sound possible. But it might be possible. In theory, sounds like it should be possible with one of the Maelstrom weapons. Actually, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to... I'm going to try and find my way out, actually. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to clip out. Well, not clip out. Go through the hole in the ceiling. Because I don't remember, and it's easier to get back in bounds this way. There we are. And now I've already forgotten what it was I was looking at. Oh yeah. So yeah, the aim I think is now to get some something that's corrupted. That might take me a little while. Got to go through quite a few missions. I've at the very least got to run to accept a sufficient number of missions, which alone could take a while. Wait, yeah, I know Sensei. Huh. I'd quite like to accept the other mission, but okay. So we're not doing that. I finally got to whistle that, but okay. I could have slash completed this mission, but I still need to run to J, so wait, I don't want anything here. Hello, Cold Paw. Fun. Long speed boost. Don't really need that. Get rid of it. I also presumably don't need a lot of this stuff I've got on me. That didn't do what I hoped it would as a bug. That will keep on me just because it might be useful at any point in time. That I can't get rid of. That I also can't get rid of. Wow. That's a lot of stuff I can't get rid of. I'm gonna... Okay, it breaks my heart, but I'm gonna have to get rid of the funky horn. If I need to recharge imagination, I can just do the slash command for it. Okay, let's go. I'm also trapped, apparently. Yeah, I mean, it's good to be on, good to be on. This is, I must admit, not the most interesting stream on which to have joined me. I'm just, well, I say that. I found a very, very, very cool interaction. Yeah, I found an insanely cool interaction with rails, which it might be feasible. It might be feasible to abuse in a live game to get yourself, basically you'll have to have the character's physics turned off, or at least have the character's collision checks turned off, which is huge. Doesn't look like much for now, and I can't delve much into it because I am not convinced rail implementations on here are currently live accurate. Huh. There we are. We got that. I don't care about that chest, I care about this one. Bonk. There we are. There we are. Right. Okay. I really need to get rid of stuff. And I really need a mailbox. But yeah, so there's some fun stuff I've got plans coming up on Uchu. When DLU reopens, I will definitely be playing a lot of that. I'm currently on holiday, so I actually can. Okay, I mean I've got a project in placement, but boring. Not actually boring, but I don't need it. And the lost item disappeared. That's actually seems like kind of a bug. I should report that. Probably already has been reported. I should check whether or not it's been reported first. This is largely here. Honestly, at this stage, this stream is largely here just for posterity purposes. So that people can see what has been tried. Oh, can you please let me... I'm genuinely gonna... I don't think I can actually do this with the amount of backpack I have. Great. Oh, slash inventory. Well, inventory is now no longer a problem. Yes, so plan is to find any more bugs. Let's... I'm not going to accept that. I'm not accepting that because the last time I accepted a mission, I got a little bit of a bug with this, and I want to be able to get this mission and to be able to... Cool. Alright then. Yeah, so Rails seem to have lots of bugs in each at the moment. That's fine. Sometimes okay, not interested in actually completing this. I should probably... Oh, hello, I seem to be stuck. This is probably a side effect of me doing slash... Actually, I know exactly what's causing that. It's me doing slash complete whilst I'm still in the mission dialogue. Okay, let's pretend I have done that. It actually wants me to go and see Cole. I'm assuming I can't just fly up out and... Okay, I couldn't fly out and up above there. Maybe I can do it here. It would also be good to have some sense of how high the walls are. The walls are not impossibly high between these two rooms, which is good to know at least. I'm looking for cliffs. Like, probably infeasibly high to get over, but yeah. I'm interested in doing the coal flags challenge. That's annoying, because I'm going to have to slash complete to get through this. But I'll be able to do this later. For anyone wondering why I'm slash completing when I actually don't have to, I will at some point later slash complete just to speed things up. Like, I could continue through the mission chain, but this isn't meant to be a playthrough at the moment. That will come at some point. This is just investigating bugs. Hey, look at me speeding through the game. Okay, doing this one because, again, I'm enjoying any of the parkour challenges. Not this one. Where's the thing again? Okay, probably this guy. Should have paid attention to where that was first. Sometimes it takes a little while. Let's try again. Honestly, the ice physics makes this one of the more fun rooms, I would say. Like, it's actually quite enjoyable to run around on these. As you can probably tell, given the fact I'm running around and haven't actually found where the thing I'm looking for is yet. That was a badly timed jump. But I still made it. Oh, hey. That flag's a... I wonder if all of those flags are going to be achievable. Oh, that'd be such a cool place to hide a flag around the back there. It's not. That seems like a... I guess it's a little bit hard to get to, but that seems like a real dev place to hide something. Oh, it was actually just there. Okay. Let's go and get that then. Oh no, I'm back. That was either lucky or clutch, depending on your opinion of that. Honestly, luck. Luck with rather a lot of time spent recovering from slipping off of stuff in LU. From trying to test stuff out. Can slash complete the thing I haven't accepted. To the other end. Sent back down. Sent back down into the mines. Just complete that. Oops. Let's go to conversation helpers. Yeah. Right. As mentioned by Kai right there, I do in fact know the drill. don't think it's this one. I did, in fact. I've in fact already tested these out once. I don't remember if that was... I think that was after I started the stream. I bet it's this one. I seem to remember one of the rooms having a thing that was just at a really awkward angle, but you just built it quite a long distance away from yourself. And that would be this one, it would appear. Oh! Okay. I didn't expect that to actually do anything. I've just been jumping those. I've just been jumping those and completely avoiding them. But I'm assuming they're meant to actually also damage you. That... oh no. I hope I can get back up there. There we are. That seems like something that could be exploited. I guess maybe not. It's presumably... It looks like basically exactly the same effect as where we're trying to go. Don't know. It looks like probably the same effect as in as on the monument. That's okay. Where's the key? Is the key on one of these things again? No, it's not. Do I need to... No. I'm assuming these things are meant to initially be upright and then fall down once the player stands on them. But they just haven't been implemented yet. I'm gonna guess that. Because those jumps seem harder than I think one would expect a kid to pull off. So I guess that's also the reason why all of those shake. Oh no, okay, I just can't remember my way to stuff. Oh yeah, that's cool. This works. Dodge the flames like the pro gamer that I am. Activate the key, boy. Entirely failed jump. And here we are. Run up, claim this. Oop. Okay. I just got double stuff that I can't get rid of. Spike pack. Yep, I actually did get double. Okay, that's a Uchu bug I've not seen before. Really just try. And all along there's been a mission for, well, okay, probably not all along, but this is what we're here for. Really hoping I don't have to go all the way to Nexus Tower for this. Looks like I really do. Huh. Which ledge? Okay, this ledge. Cool. Hello, Funky. You did, in fact, catch a cheeky ninja stream. I believe that's what the kids are calling them nowadays. Yeah. Some cool bugs discovered. Well, not necessarily bugs. I don't think I have found anything which would have been a bug in the live game today. However... Oh no. Do I need to do this? Do I remember the ID for Nexus Towers? More the question. I don't think it's that. That's what I typed in, but I don't think that's what it is. Let's just go on. Uchu community pinned messages. That's Lego Club. Nexus Tower. Nexus Tower was what I should have guessed it was. Anyway. You haven't seen much Ninjago gameplay for years? Well, I mean, hopefully at some point I've got a proper playthrough planned of this. Because, as you may or may not be able to tell, this is very much not a proper playthrough. Okay, where do I need to go here? Was definitely told by Nia to go to the Paradox to Nexus Tower. But I haven't been to Nexus Tower yet. And I think I just balked the quest chain. I don't think it's... I don't think this is meant to be possible. And I think I've just broken everything. Potentially. Huh. I'm amazed that it actually let me get in there, given it came off a message that I shouldn't have. Okay, what do we want? I'm just going to try giving myself a Maelstrom. I don't want... let's just loot. I want one of the things that damages you when you hold it. The skeleton's forged this from pure Maelstrom. Okay, this should be good. Should I hit next? And this would be 2,000, but I should already be on my way. I know these. Let's just to be safe, and hopefully I don't crash the server. You don't think it ever loads on Uchu? Yeah. I know Crooks. No, not Crooks Prime. I know Ninjago used to have issues on Uchu, just because, in part, just because there was a lot to load in, and I think just stuff not being implemented really broke it. But yeah, Zayop has done a lot of work recently on Uchu, and yeah, here we are. I mean, you probably know that, given you're in the Uchu Discord. But yeah, playthrough hopefully coming. And smash. They've done to our front lawn. Okay. I swear this is multiple pieces of music layered on top of one another. But okay. Did I copy the item? Yes, I did. I'm 90% certain this isn't going to damage me. Now I think about it. Because it will be part of the buff system, and that hasn't been implemented yet. Okay, so I don't think there's a way of me testing out my theory on this one. In which case, I guess we found one potential bug. God, this area is so loud. I can only imagine it must be pretty loud for you guys, because it's loud for me. Let's get out of there. What do I use for screen and audio capture? I use Streamlabs OBS at Vicekey's recommendation. So if there's a problem with that, talk to Vicekey. Sorry, that's me being very mean. No, if there's a problem with that, I would like to know. But blame Vicekey, I guess was the word I was going for. For my videos, for audio capture for my videos, I use Audacity. And if I'm doing the video, I record background noise and just use Audacity's built-in noise removal feature. If Vicekey is editing the video, he does actual good stuff with it, which I don't pretend to know or understand. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of these. Anyway, yes. I feel I've tested just about everything I can think of in here. main conclusion, rails turn off your physics temporarily. You might be tempted to make some stuff once DLU goes back up. Do it, Funky, do it. Do it. Huge hype. But yeah, so yeah, that's the main discovery. I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious rails turn off physics, but more importantly, it seems you can... On Uchu, you can activate skills during this. You shouldn't be able to in live, I don't think, but it suggests there's room for tricking the game into thinking you're on a rail object when you're not. Possibly limited to Ninjago only, but, I mean, no glitch of this form has ever really come up in the past. So, it's an interesting concept, to say the least. I think that's all I'll go for now. Are there any good out of bounds in Ninjago? I have not. I have found one out of bounds currently in Ninjago. I haven't found anything fun or interesting. Well, no, I found this. Which is the favourite out of bounds I've ever discovered. I'm fairly certain it's Uchu specific and will not work in general. In fact, if it worked in general, it would have been discovered in live, I can guarantee it. But there you are. Easiest out of bounds in the world. I don't know why I move so slowly when I bounce here, but yeah, there we are. Oh, now it's changed colour, it's gone dark. But yeah, that just clips you right through the floor. It is the only clip I have found in the entire... It's the only way I found in LU which gets you inside a train object. Nothing else can do this. You can move potentially underneath the train object, but you cannot clip through it. I have not discovered a glitch which can clip you through it just yet, aside from this one. This is not possible in live, again, fairly certain, but, or at least this exact glitch, I'm fairly certain isn't. However, if you maybe combined this with potentially other glitches, I feel what's going on here, right, is that the character isn't being stunned, and stuns are really hard to get around in LU. But I wonder... if there's anything you could do. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's try something. Okay, I can move. Okay. Gonna see if I can... No, I can't. Okay. I can't. I shouldn't be able to do that. The game really, really, really should not have let me do that, but it was worth a try, just in case it did. What I was wondering is if you could... if I could have basically almost an attack queued up, as it were, to go so that it would occur midway through me being on the rail. Again, shouldn't work. I'm not surprised they patched that, and I'm assuming the rail was meant to stun the player. If the rail stuns the player, getting off the rail is going to be really, really difficult. Only thoughts I can think of for the moment are just relogging, honestly. Which, again, relogging should work, but note where that takes you. Note the path that takes you. Reverse is currently bugged on Uchu, but note that this only takes you on paths you should be able to walk, or it takes you through kind of small out-of-bounds areas. Charged attacks? No, charged attacks. I tested those out quite a lot, quite a while back, when I was wondering if it was possible to use the panda roll from one of the Forbidden Valley vendors. To use the panda roll to trick a foot race into letting you be further forward than you should be when you start it. And the conclusion was that no, it was not possible. You cannot interact with anything in the game whilst you are using any of your attacks. So if I spam 5 and then shift, that let me through because I spammed 5 after I hit shift, which was really stupid because that completely invalidated what I was trying to show, because of course the rail doesn't stop you doing that like a foot race thing would. But yeah, okay, if I do 5 before hitting shift, you'll see the shift button goes away. I'm going to hit 5 once, then spam shift. Shift being spammed. And yeah, I spam shift there, nothing works. I guess I didn't demonstrate for a charged attack, but this is true of all attacks. So I'm spamming shift right now. And it's only then that I was able to do it. So LU seems to have put rather a lot of effort into not allowing me to do that. If the rail object properly stuns you, I don't think anything I know off the top of my head in-game will get you off of it. When you are in kind of the stun state, it's not really what I want, but I'll eat it. Yeah, whilst you're in the I don't know if the stun state's the proper word for it, but whilst the game doesn't want you to be doing stuff, you cannot use any attack. Fairly certain you can't move or jump. Yeah. So that's me hitting attack and then jumping. Attack and... Okay, attack and... No. If I do it fast enough, even that doesn't work. So that's attack and arrow key. Even that, it doesn't let you do. So yeah, you cannot... You basically... I don't think there's any input you can give to the game whilst you are stunned. And I'm assuming rails are meant to stun you. So I guess a real question is a way of getting around stuns. Honestly, I think that's a pretty huge ask. The only thing I can think of for the moment is locking out and locking back in to get one around stuns, which most of the time would be pretty useless, and even on a rail, I'm fairly certain they are accounted for in live. I would assume when you do it, you should respawn in the on the ground state. And be complete, and your physics will be turned on then. So maybe nothing. Oh, the other piece of useful information that came out of today was the fact that I don't think quick build clipping is actually a legal strat. I know this has been, I've discussed this a little bit in the past, but having spoken to Winston today, Winston noted that the difference between Uchu and DLU in terms of quick builds was basically that there's a Boolean value, for anyone who doesn't know that's true or false, associated with objects in the game as to whether or not they relocate you when you interact with them, or particularly, I think, quick builds. It's set to a different thing on Uchu than DLU and on LCDRU. Nothing currently gets those from the client. It's just set by default, hence why equipping is possible on DLU and LCDRU, but not on Uchu. In live, relocation was definitely turned on for some things. I'm not convinced it was turned on for everything. There might be something somewhere in the client that says whether or not it should be turned on. If there isn't anything in the client that says whether or not it should be turned on, it's actually a live accurate bug, and I somehow was the first person to find it, which, the more I think about it, the more likely it seems. But yeah, I think that's a summary of tonight's stream. All the interesting stuff that's come out of it. Yeah. Rails seem interesting. They are the only thing I have seen anywhere in the game where physics gets turned off. Nothing else you can do. Okay, we've got the quips, but aside from those, and aside from already being clipped into something, nothing you can do can make the game dislike your physics. The physics is pretty solid. This is the only thing that can kind of do anything strange for whatsoever. Anyway, with that, to anyone who's made it through this, possibly the most boring stream I've ever done, thanks. I mean, this was kind of the point of Ninja Warlog. I could just do really boring streams. Kind of just researching, because that's what I spend a lot of my time doing. Value stuff, and this way you guys get to endure it as well. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry for being a huge downer. Quick question from August Renders. Any updates on closed beta? No, not at the moment. We'll post them on the main channel when anything happens. With that, I've been Ninjago.